of Eli.
Oh, she meant to. I meant to remind her about that last night. She came up with that last night on her way to dinner, and I forgot to tell her
Oh,
about it.
we need to.
Make sure we're not illegal.
Much better.
Yes.
Not Typhoid Mia.
I looked at the about me because like, wait, who changed it in Typhoid Mia? And who says about me? If you think I'm cringe on here, you should see my Twitter. It's great.
Incredible.
Yeah, I saw that a few weeks ago. A week ago, I think. Some time ago.
See, I never notice these things because usually I'm on mobile, which is a great Discord experience in case you guys were wondering.
Oh yeah,
No,
it's
Sam.
fantastic. Do you have an Android phone or an Apple
Hi,
phone?
Yoshi.
Apple phone.
Well, you're lucky because you're still getting the app's still being developed for your phone. The Android version stopped getting supported. So they're
Wait,
Did you-
really?
Really?
Yes, so they're dumping the Apple version of Discord onto Android phones, and it is not playing nice.
Oh, I don't like that.
Okay, well I take it back.
So on Android phones, sometimes the app will just crash if you try to reopen it if you left it running in the background.
Oh, I
Okay.
hate
So
that.
that's a blast.
We are so excited to
That's a
see
real-
you as well, Yoshi. Thank you for your patience as I traveled across the world and was not able to be in court, and as we are all half sick.
Merry belated Christmas.
Yes.
Yeah, Merry belated Christmas. Guess what? Speaking of Christmas, I am now officially having. Wait, I gotta count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Christmases this year.
Wow. Why that many?
Well, so it's family issues partially. There's not a small number of divorced people between my family and my fiance's family.
Yeah.
And so we're all just doing separate Christmases, but also there's like, well, these people aren't coming home until like December 31st, so we're gonna do Christmas on New Year's. But
Oh my
this other
gosh.
part of our family is gonna be here like right around Thanksgiving, so we're gonna do a Christmas then. So
Wow.
and like I mean, if you saw like the non-AA streams chat too, we had a Christmas the other day.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
That
We
was
sure
just sort
did.
of like, it was like Thursday or something. Like, we're doing Christmas on Sunday. And we're like, okay, we're not bringing anything. So,
Yikes.
well planned. But yeah, yikes.
God, Thanksgiving is this week. Jesus
Yeah,
fucking
I still don't understand how that is happening.
I've still never told the stream I've sent you what
Oh,
happened.
good.
He still doesn't know why.
You guys are so mean to that poor guy. He's sort of like losing his mind. He's like going on this Uchi Koshi adventure of like, I'm gonna figure out what this weird secret Christmas is all about.
Yoshi
Yeah,
said.
I first. Yeah.
Sorry, Yoshi said. I guess you had a jump scare Disney trip from tickets you won at a contest. Isn't that the dream?
Yeah, when
I
it happened,
wish-
I whispered to Yoshi, you never guess why we won't be streaming Epic Hall this week. And then he guessed that. And then I said, no. And then I said, no, it doesn't make sense. I think no sense at all. And
Yeah,
then
think-
he
think
said,
the least
then he
sensible
said they won a surprise trip to Mount Everest. No,
Oh.
even less sense.
That's a pretty good option though, as far as not
That
making
is
sense.
accurate, at the very least. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, Bea, how's the weather treating you right now? Is it the same where I am? Was it?
I mean, we
Freezing.
probably have less snow than you do, would be my guess. I think we have like probably like 2 inches of snow that we've had for the last week, but it's like below 20 degrees with like a 25-mile-per-hour wind, and
Ooh.
we're right
Oh,
like,
man, that's even
wow,
colder
the
than it was
lakes.
over here.
yes, it's very cold.
I do not
But
envy you
is
guys
it-
in the slightest.
Listen, if it has to be, I like it when it's cold, but also like if it has to be cold, I would rather there be snow than just like
Just
mud.
cold. Yeah.
But
And that wind does not help either. I was in Oregon
No.
last weekend, and it was like in the 40s most days, which was like fine, except for on Friday, the wind would like not stop blowing, and I was like, "Ugh!" Every other day the 40s were like not bad. It was like comfortable, but that
No,
day,
yeah.
so I can't even
it's
imagine.
the best too when it's
you
like
guys.
it's ice cold and it's fast wind. So not
Ugh.
only can you not breathe because of the wind, you can't breathe because of the temperature, and
Yeah,
you're just like,
ugh.
I'm dying.
Yeah. Oregon is lovely, Yoshi. I was very, very, very pleased to visit it. It was gorgeous, especially compared to Texas. It was beautiful. Okay, well, since we're all here and we have our number one fan in chat, we should go ahead and get started and see how much we can get through. Isn't this beautiful seeing all three of our games lined up in a row?
It's pretty aesthetic, to be honest.
It's so lovely. I'm very excited for this. Oh yeah, we were in the middle of a testimony. I forgot about this. Woo!
Let me go grab Magnecore. It's right here. I have to go grab
Your
it.
mask.
Mask, yeah, for that immersion. There we go. All right.
It's the least you can do after you did not get sick.
Yeah. That guy, he was talking bad about Dolly. Yeah. I lost my temper and gave him a shove. At that moment, I heard some kind of loud noise. A little while after I left, I started to get worried. So I went back, but he was just lying there, dead.
Well, the explanation is really quite simple. When you pushed him, Mr. Swallow flew back and touched the electrical cable. He died from the shock, and that, as they say, is that.
A simple explanation indeed.
At the time of the incident, a light rain had been falling. Wet from the rain, the victim was more easily electrocuted.
But when I pushed him, there weren't any electric cables nearby. If there had been something like that, even I would have noticed it.
That's true. Even a doofus like him couldn't miss that.
Miss Faye, let me warn you right now that if your cross-examination doesn't yield any new facts, I intend to deliver my verdict without further delay. Are we clear on that?
Yes, Your Honor. Don't give up, Mia. If he is innocent, there must be some kind of evidence somewhere that will prove it. So, what kind of things did Mr. Swallow say to you?
He said all sorts of terrible things about Dolly. Said that she was a bad girl.
Is that all?
Yep.
Well, Miss Faye, you heard the simpleton yourself.
Oh boy, you're not doing yourself any favors here, Mr. Wright. Please don't make this harder for me than it already is.
Anyway, after he said that, I lost my temper. Oh, that's right. I don't read the green text. My bad.
Can you tell me about what happened in a little more detail?
That guy, he just said what he wanted to say to me. And then he put on the jacket he was holding and started to leave. That's when I lost my temper and flew into a furious frenzy. I just gave him a light, gentle shove to the chest.
And when you did that, there was no severed cable anywhere to be seen?
Right! There was nothing like that at all.
But is it possible that you merely overlooked it?
Well, I guess it's possible.
Doing? Don't let that guy steamroll over you like cheap asphalt.
I believe what's important here is the moment the push occurred. Let's continue on with the testimony, witness.
Loud noise? And what would you say was that loud noise was, Mr. Wright?
I'm not sure, but it was really loud. It was like, snap! You know, like, come to think of it, I wonder what that was.
Clearly, Your Honor, it was the sound of the victim being electrocuted. You know, a classic electrocution sound.
You're not qualified to decide that. What should I do? I'm treading on some dangerous ground here.
If snap was an electrocution noise, then did he also crackle and pop afterwards?
Mr. Wright, that loud noise you heard may be extremely important. So try to remember what it was.
How do I put it? It was like a sharp crack. Aha! Could it have been...
Yes, could it have been? Hurry up and tell us.
When I pushed him, he dropped the umbrella he was holding. He fell right on top of it, and it broke. That was probably the noise I heard.
An umbrella, huh? And did that umbrella belong to the victim?
Yeah, it was a plastic umbrella, cheap and frail, kind of like the owner. Then again, I wish I had any kind of umbrella. I was totally soaked to the bone.
Miss Faye? What do you think? Is there something important in that testimony just now?
Well... This is it, Mia. The new information you've been waiting for. Of course it's important. No, this cheap umbrella is more than important. It's vital. I want to officially have it entered into the testimony.
Ah, how perfectly fitting. Flimsy information for a flimsy lawyer.
The court agrees to the defence's request. Witness, please add the bit about the cheap umbrella to your testimony.
Discord did not want to unmute. So Mr. Swallow fell on top of his umbrella, and you're certain of this?
Yeah, it was right there under him. Actually, if it hadn't been under him, I was planning on borrowing it for myself.
The umbrella, you mean?
Well, yeah, and his jacket, but you see, I was wearing the sweater here. Dolly stayed up late for nights at a time knitting it for me. I didn't want the rain to dampen the handmade symbol of her love.
Oomph! My stomach is not what. My stomach is not to be used as your personal suckball, Mia.
Sorry.
Continue on with your testimony, witness.
Oh, this testimony is new because it was added during the examination, so I guess you'd have to read it technically.
Okay. Well, after I shoved him, he fell down on top of his cheap umbrella. In green.
There we go. Perfect.
Yeah. it's so weird being on the testimony. It's so
Yeah,
weird.
yeah.
It's fun.
Why didn't you testify about the umbrella from the very beginning?
I don't know.
I
Come
just
on.
didn't feel like it.
I didn't feel like it. I felt like committing a little perjury. Push the limits. Come on. If I had mentioned that.
I would have been able to counter the prosecutor's arguments earlier, you dipshit.
What do you mean by that?
Sorry, Mia's eating nachos. Take another look at the crime scene photo.
This is all canon.
Jay has a huge plate of nachos behind there. According to Mr. Wright, the victim fell on top of his umbrella. However, if you look closely, the umbrella is nowhere near the victim. Actually, it's by the electrical pole. He got blown away.
You're obviously right. Absolutely right, even.
The conclusion here is obvious. After the defendant left, the victim moved from where he fell. In other words, after he was pushed by the defendant, Mr. Swallow was still alive.
Order, order, order. The victim, he moved. Mr. Payne, the umbrella in this photo, where is it now?
Well, it was collected by the police at the crime scene.
I want it presented as evidence immediately.
But the umbrella could have simply been blown there by the wind.
According to the testimony, the victim fell on top of the umbrella. There's simply no way it could have been blown there by just the wind.
But
I know this matter of the umbrella seems relatively trivial. But, as long as the smallest doubt remains, I cannot render final judgment.
no!
Yes. I must say, I still find it hard to believe that a huge hole has been blown in the prosecution's case by the defendant's testimony. Well done, Mia. Mr. Payne, what are you chuckling about?
Pardon me, Your Honor. It seems I was expecting too much of a free ride. It was foolish to think I could establish guilt through cross-examination alone.
I'm afraid I don't quite. I'm afraid I don't follow what you're saying.
Let me guess, you have another witness.
Exactly, and this witness's testimony will be incontrovertible, whatever that means.
My witness is a convertible.
Yeah! Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Dahlia Hawthorne? You don't mean Dolly?
I do, Your Honor. The defendant's very own lover is a witness to the whole thing. That's right, she was at the scene of the crime when the murder took place.
What?
I'm sorry to break the bad news to you, my dear. Ugh.
Bad news? You couldn't be more wrong. Actually, I've been waiting for this.
You can't be serious.
Mia, what do you mean by that? I think this is a good point for us to stop at. Court will now enter a 20-minute recess. Afterwards, we will listen to the testimony of Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Miss Faye, I'm sorry about what happened back there.
It's alright. At least you told us the truth in the end, Mr. Wright.
Yeah. So I guess I can start to relax then, huh?
Relax, my boy. You can't be serious after hiding such important facts.
But the next witness is my Dolly, right? She'll save me. I just know she will.
And why do you think that?
Huh? What do you mean? She's the love of my life, that's why.
The love of your life. Huh. Would you mind telling me more about you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne?
Sure, no problem. Dolly and we first met about 8 months ago right here in this very courthouse.
She was on trial for murder.
Yeah. Actually, alright, this is a flashback, so... Actually, I'm studying to be a lawyer on the side. Anyway. Oh, I gotta fucking... multiple. It's gotta flip-flop between. One day, she and I just bumped into each other in the reading room downstairs. That's why I really think it was fate that brought us together. As soon as I first set eyes on her, I knew she was the one for me. Oh, here, take a look at this. She gave this to me on the day we met as a symbol of our love.
It's a tracking device.
Why is this thing beeping? She'd been wearing it around her neck all that day, but then she took it off, but before she gave it to me, she said, "I want you to carry this."
So, she gave it to you as a present. I see.
This darling little bottle is filled with memories of my darling little Dolly.
It certainly is a little bottle, alright.
It makes me so happy I show it to everyone I meet. I want to share my happiness with the whole world.
Anyways. Excuse me. So after that, you and Miss Hawthorne started dating?
Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now.
What a strange girl, asking for a present back like that.
Either way, Mr. Wright. The day you first met Dahlia, 8 months ago? It wouldn't have happened to been on August 27th, would it?
Huh? Yeah, it was, but how did you...
This happened on August 27th, right here in this courthouse.
What's this? A newspaper clipping?
I was joking! Oh my god!
Murder in the courthouse? Murder?
What are you reading there? Let me see that. Oh, I see. Yeah, I think I understand what you're trying to say. And I think I understand why you suddenly took such a keen interest in this case. You believe there is some connection between these two cases, am I correct?
I hope you don't mind, Mr. Grossberg. I need to finish this myself.
Ah, yes, but I'm afraid what you have will not be enough, my dear. I'll go and have a look in the downstairs reading room and see what else I can find.
Thank you.
I want to do whatever I can to be of help to you, Mia. Well, it looks like recess is about over. We'd better all get moving.
I guess so. That recess sure seemed longer than 20 minutes, though.
Well, good stream, everyone. We'll see you next week.
See you next time.
Yoshi
next
said,
week.
yeah. Yoshi said, you fall for people way too fast. Agreed.
I thought that this whole Phoenix and Dahlia thing was gonna be like girl boss and male wife, but now it seems like serial killer and victim.
Maybe. Why not both? No, Yoshi, we're just kidding. We're gonna continue. Don't worry. That wasn't it. I promise.
Sometimes I do make jokes.
Yeah, that is true,
I'm
Yoshi.
gonna hand over my reins to Jupiter, and she's gonna be voicing Mia for the rest of this.
I think you mean Meow.
That was awful, and I no longer want to be roommate.
Well, give it like 3 months anyways. It's fine.
Meow, Nix. Court will now reconvene. Mr. Payne, please call your witness.
Does that make him Mules Edgeworth?
Oh.
Anyway. This next person is someone who witnessed the crime as it happened. The prosecution calls Miss Dahlia Hawthorne to the stand.
I know I missed my chance to say it, but Phoenix.
That also works.
Oh, I hate it. I love it. Didn't give me time to make the sweat noise.
What's with this stiff silence? I prefer flimsy silence.
In my long career as a judge, I have been deceived by many witnesses, and there's many, many, many more to come, I assure you. It's my job to doubt, to take no one at their word, and I'm very bad at that job. But in your case, I must admit that you radiate a glow of complete sincerity.
I can't believe he actually said that.
Oh, now then, witness, could you please state your full name?
Don't worry, sweetie. There's no need to be nervous.
If anyone says anything rude, you can be sure I'll cut them down. I'll forget how to speak. I'll cut them right down to size. Oh my god.
and I will bash them with my gavel.
I love how they look straight at me when they say that. Also, I feel like Dolly is like the first like Discord e-girl. She seems like she gets like Discord nitro from people.
Thank you for calming my nerves. You are all so nice. I almost feel right at home.
Does she bring butterflies in there with her?
They just naturally appear.
I just like the image of her like walking up to the stand with a little like box and just opening it and just some butterflies come out and she's like, okay, I'm ready now.
It's actually last time she tried that, they died by the time it happened. So she just walks around with caterpillars in a pocket.
Not at all.
Oop, clicked out of the game.
It was nothing.
If we may move on now, what is your full name and occupation?
My name is Dahlia Hawthorne. I'm a junior in literature at Ivy University. I just want to say, it's an honor for me to be here in your noble presence.
The honor is all mine. Why are they being so nice to her?
No, the honor is all mine.
Oh, well, we know whose milkshake brings all the boys to the yard.
I can't believe that's a real goddamn line.
And I'm lactose intolerant.
So when you woke up this morning, did you think you'd be saying that?
No, I did not.
Hi, Sven. Sir?
Is there something I can help you with?
You just go on and say whatever is on your mind.
I'm sure that there must be some kind of mistake. Feeny wouldn't kill anyone. I just know it.
Yes, yes, I can see why you'd say that.
She's gonna be a tough witness, alright. It only took her 12 seconds to wrap them all around her little finger.
Now then, please proceed with your testimony. Let's hear about what you witnessed on the day of the incident, if you please.
I had been planning to go back to Feeny's place after class was over. Feeny and Dougie, they were talking behind the building. Then suddenly, Dougie got all wobbly and just collapsed. That's when Feeny noticed that I was there. I went to go and find some other students and they called the authorities.
I don't know what to say. According to you, Miss Hawthorne, the defendant didn't do anything wrong.
Young lady. As old as I am, even I recall how hot the flames of young passion can burn. Nevertheless, it is my job to discover the truth. Please, tell us the truth.
But I would never.
That's more than enough, witness. I won't allow this to continue.
What do you mean by that?
Please, just let me proceed with my cross-examination, Your Honor. I, for one, don't plan to win my case on a bunch of paper-thin lies.
Cardboard thick.
You haven't changed a bit. Mia Fey.
The vibes are rancid.
What's this? So you two are acquainted?
Yes, we've met before. Once.
In any case, Miss Faye, the floor is all yours.
It's good to see you again, Madame Faye.
Madame, I'm no one's grandma yet, girly.
And neither will she ever be.
Oh no.
God damn!
Sorry.
Now, unless I'm mistaken, Mr. Wright is in the art department. If that's the case, then what were you doing by the pharmacology building?
Well, I'm in the literature department. I'm studying Japanese Senryu poetry.
Oh ho! How wonderful! Is that humorous yet satirical style of haiku? Yes?
Nothing left to do. When a man reaches this age, sleep is his best friend.
That's supposed to be poetry? Sounds more like a midlife crisis.
For me to get to the art department, I have to walk through that back area.
Ah, yes, I see. That makes sense. When I want to enter the courtwork, I can't word. When I want to enter the courthouse, I always walk through the front doors.
It's hard to talk at our age. I also had a stroke in court today, if you didn't notice.
I also did. It's going around. It's like a mass hallucination, but for strokes. How else would you enter? Teleportation?
Well, you know, once you get past 27, it's all downhill from there.
As a 27-year-old, that is true.
As a 21-year-old, I don't want to hear that it gets worse.
Sorry, kiddo.
You're at the peak of your powers right now.
Yeah.
So who is this Dougie person?
The fourth McElroy brother.
Oh my god.
I was gonna say, it's a weird, obscure dance that the kids these days don't know.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Doug Swallow. We were dating until about 8 months ago.
So what were Dougie, Mr. Swallow, and Mr. Wright talking about anyway?
How can you be so mean? I would never eavesdrop. I wasn't raised to be so rude and unrefined.
I want to hit this woman with a baseball bat.
Oh god.
When it's when a sprite's like facing your head on, it looks like she's got a giant mullet.
Oh. Don't like that.
It does a little bit. That's right, Miss Faye.
Don't drag the witness down to your level, winch.
Why am I being demonized here? Jesus!
I went to say witch and wench at the same time and called you a winch.
Please go on. What did you see next?
And what did Mr. Wright say when he saw you?
I'm sorry. I was so flustered that I really don't remember. Please forgive me.
You don't remember?
Well, that's common enough, especially at my age. Sometimes I can't recall the sentence I passed only minutes prior. That's common enough.
Please, someone, anyone, stop him before he gets hurt. By me.
That's common enough.
Are you saying the victim just collapsed on his own?
Yes.
In other words, the defendant never touched the victim. Is that right?
I was watching the whole time. Feeny never did a thing to Dougie.
oppressor for no good reason. I just know the judge will get angry with me.
Grr.
So what should I do with her testimony just now? Feeble lies are not very becoming, Miss Hawthorne. That's a name, Hawthorne. So let's just drop them, shall we?
What? I would never.
Miss Faye, I will not allow you to badger this witness. I believe the defense is engaged in a fishing expedition.
Women want me, fish fear me.
That is, she has no supporting... Please don't glare at me like that. I'm just doing my job.
Now then, Miss Hawthorne. The defendant's palm print was found on Mr. Swallow's leather jacket. It has already been shown that Mr. Wright did, in fact, push the victim.
What?
There's no need to try to cover for the defendant. It'd be much better if you came out and told us the whole truth.
There's nothing to worry about, young lady. Just tell us everything you saw.
Yes, Your Honor. I will. If you don't mind, I'd like to revise my testimony.
Looks like we're finally getting somewhere. Ow! Jupiter just slapped me in the face!
She's like, bitch, you know what you did.
She really said objection.
Yeah, for real.
She's sticking up for her fellow ginger.
Yeah, for real. Actually, I didn't see the moment he pushed Dougie. It didn't look like they were fighting, and I didn't hear anything unusual either.
You say you didn't hear anything unusual? Is that correct?
Yes, that's why I was very relaxed, looking at the scenery around me.
That's nice, but I find that just a little odd. I have here the testimony of your boyfriend, Mr. Feeney Wright. And it clearly testifies to the effect that when he pushed the victim, he heard a sharp, loud noise. Are you deaf, ma'am?
He said that?
If you were really that close to the two of them, why didn't you hear this noise as well?
Well, maybe the noise just wasn't all that memorable.
You're not that memorable. But according to Mr. Wright's testimony, it was a sharp noise, like a snap. There's no way a noise like that could fail to make an impression.
May I have a moment to answer?
By all means.
I know the reason why I didn't hear the noise. You see, the truth is, I had my headphones on and I was listening to music at the time.
Headphones? You mean that both of your ears were covered?
The rain was just beginning to let up, but it seemed as though Thor wasn't ready for his fun to come to an end yet. So the sky continued to flash and rumble.
Thunder and lightning, huh?
Yes, I'm afraid of the sound of thunder, so I put my headphones on to block it out.
Well, Your Honor. As you can see, there weren't any contradictions in her testimony after all.
So, would you say that you find thunderbolts and lightning very, very frightening?
I was waiting for that.
Someone had to.
Wait a sec, Mia. That testimony just now. She said something that could totally change this whole case. Your Honor, there's a problem with the witness's testimony.
What do you mean?
Didn't you notice? She said there was lightning, correct?
Yes, what about it?
Did this motherfucker just get hit by a bolt of lightning? Well, lightning is actually a large discharge of electricity in the atmosphere. Am I right?
Oh. Now's not the time for a science lesson, Miss Faye.
Yes, Your Honor. Anyway, since the cause of death was electrocution, isn't it possible the victim, oh my god, died from being hit by a bolt of lightning?
Oh. I must admit that the thought had not occurred to me.
Just what kind of thoughts do occur to this guy anyway?
Exotic food.
The entire case is built on the premise that Mr. Doug Swallow was murdered. But that very premise itself is mistaken. The defense believes that Mr. Swallow was, in fact, the victim of a stray bolt.
It appears the defense may be onto something. Could it be that the death was actually accidental?
Alright, you did it, Mia. I'll be taking that not guilty now if you don't.
I'm hurt that you have such a low opinion of me, Miss Faye.
We all do.
Huh?
I'm not a fool, you know. The prosecution has done its research, Your Honor. We found that there were no lightning strikes on that day at that location. Yeah, because that's just something you can track. What's more, we have evidence that the electrical cable is definitely linked to this case.
Evidence, Mr. Payne? Well, that's a first for you. What is this evidence?
This piece of paper.
Affidavit in it.
And who is this affidavit from?
I don't like how quickly you just were like, yeah, this is what it is, right?
As somebody who works with affidavits literally almost every day, it's kind of weird to remember a time when that is like, I didn't know what that was.
I watch a lot of law shows, okay?
I only know because in S21, case 2, the bellboy writes an affidavit.
Oh, yes.
What?
Everyone's
Alright,
favorite character
well.
who I voiced.
Yes, the literally the best character. Fuck Manfred von Karma.
No.
You do know that you're gonna have to do karaoke as the bellboy now, don't you?
No, he doesn't sing anything.
He will do now.
Well,
We just need to wait for Edgeworth and Francisca to sing My Way first.
There we go.
But I want Bellboy Barbie Girl.
I don't think you'll be getting that.
Aw.
The pharmacology students who were conducting experiments in their lab that day. Allow me to read out the court to the... I need to go to the doctor. Allow me to read out to the court the testimony of the pharmacology students. All equipment in the labs lost power all of a sudden at around 3 p.m. that day.
Was it a blackout?
All of the lab's equipment runs on high voltage, Your Honor.
So you're saying the equipment lost power because...
Precisely. They lost power because of the severed electrical cable. The power outage occurred at approximately 3 p.m.
Which fits the time of death listed in the autopsy report.
Exactly. In other words, the victim died as a result of touching the severed electrical cable. According to the students, these cables were very old. They were planning on having them replaced in the near future.
I see.
Apparently the cables had become so brittle that even the smallest bump would have caused them to break.
However, there is one thing that troubles me. If the cable could have been broken by any small bump, then it wouldn't have snapped if it hadn't been bumped into, correct?
Well, I suppose you could say that.
Miss Faye? Do you have any thoughts regarding the cause of the severed cable?
Yes, Your Honor. I don't like how this is going one bit. I have to come up with something to try to regain some momentum. If it pleases the court, the defense would like to state its opinion.
Surely if the the whole cable was that fucked, it's the university's fault for negligence.
Well then, let's hear it. Who or what was it that caused the cable to break?
Please don't be Grossberg.
Your Honor, please think back to Mr. Wright's testimony.
The defendant's testimony?
He said that after he pushed the victim, he heard a loud, sharp noise. Now, this happened around 3 p.m., correct?
Yes, that sounds right. Wait, are you saying that...
The lab equipment lost power at 2:55 p.m., which fits right in Mr. Wright's timeline. In other words, Mr. Wright's shove that caused the power outage.
Yes, the prosecution also came to that same conclusion. And it was that very shove that caused Mr. Swallow to be electrocuted.
I'm afraid I can't agree with you there, Mr. Payne.
What is that supposed to mean?
Take a good look at where the victim landed after being shoved. See the umbrella? It's by the electrical pole. That's right. The victim banged into that pole as a result of being pushed. It was that impact that caused the cable to break.
Well, that makes sense. And then the victim was electrocuted.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, but no, it doesn't make sense at all. The victim was shoved into the far pole. Then he couldn't have been electrocuted by the severed cable in the foreground here. In other words, someone other than my client must have electrocuted the victim.
Order in the court.
Ah, the lamentations of my enemy. How I've longed to hear them.
It's true. The defense is absolutely correct. There doesn't seem to be any way the defendant could have done it.
Mr. Judge, sir? May I say something? The Madame Attorney's explanation. She said some things that are a little different than I remember them.
What?
Please, just once more. May I please testify one last time? Please, Mr. Judge?
Of course it's alright. Just go right ahead and give your new testimony.
This is it. She's finally starting to show her true colors.
The truth is, Feeny pushed him twice. The first time was into the electrical pole. That's when the cable broke. Then Dougie tried his best to run away from him, but Feeny caught up and crashed into him from behind. The cable snapping and Dougie being electrocuted, it all occurred in less than a minute.
So after being shoved, the victim got up and tried to run away.
And that is when the defendant pushed him for the second time.
I'm so sorry, Feeny, but I just have to tell the truth. Am I doing the right thing? Am I, Mr. Judge?
Of course you are, my dear. As painful as it may seem, you are. Now then, Miss Fay, you may proceed with your cross-examination.
I have good news. I just got my email, finally.
Woo! Dang, that was like down to the 48-hour mark.
No, I already sent an email to the support team,
Oh.
and then they sent
They
it
got
to
it to
me.
you. Okay, cool. I was like, dang,
Thanks.
but as long as you got it, that's all that matters.
Yeah, I'm downloading the other expansions right now.
Nice. Congratulations.
It took way too long. Square Enix online store, the worst experience of my life. Wouldn't recommend.
Oh no.
Anyway, testimony.
Mrs. Hawthorne, in your previous testimony, you said the following. Actually, I didn't see the moment he pushed him.
I know. I'm sorry. I wanted to protect Feeny.
So that's why you basically lied to the court?
I was a bad girl, I know. Mr. Judge?
Yes?
Would you please please forgive little old me?
Oh, come on now. It was just a little old white lie. We'll forget it this time, but please be more careful from now on, alright?
Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Judge.
Not at all. Ho, ho, ho.
Merry
Spencer.
Christmas.
It really is Christmas.
And there's his sleigh.
The judge had better be more careful himself. A dark Allier is friendly than that girl.
We got achievement Beware, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's definitely why I added this to the spreadsheet. I wanted you to get all the achievements.
I appreciate that. That's very nice of you, Yush.
I didn't even know there were achievements.
So let me get this straight. You were happily listening to music on your headphones while you watched this scene unfold?
Miss Faye, I'll have to ask you to stop badgering the witness.
I wasn't happy. I was so scared that I couldn't even move. All I could do was stand there and cheer them on.
Cheer them on? What do you mean by that?
Well, I wish the best for them both, and that they would each give the fight their all.
Oh my god.
That's very sweet of you to be so supportive.
And what happened after that?
Okay.
That's enough, witness.
I'm afraid I don't understand.
You will in a minute. Could you please take a look at this picture?
Oh, that medicine. That's the one Feeny likes to take for his cold.
It's not the medication I want you to look at. It's the wristwatch. It stopped at the precise time the victim was electrocuted. In other words, 3:05 p.m.
Yes, and your point is, Miss Faye?
Mia Fey keeps having an allergy
point
attack in the
is
other
this.
room.
Yeah, I'm sneezing in between every single line. What time was it when the lab suffered that power outage due to the cable snapping?
Heard that in the background then.
You could hear that?
I heard it that one time in the background,
Dang.
yeah.
Even Yoshi heard it. Dang. She's like three like layers.
I'm
Like she's at least
sorry.
2 layers away from me.
It was like a hyperactive mouse.
Well, according to the student's testimony, the answer is clear. It was 2:55 p.m. Yeah!
I love that.
Would you care to explain this to the court, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne? What exactly happened during this 10-minute interval? The defense proposes that... I'm gonna sneeze again. It was during this interval that the real murderer killed Doug Swallow.
Order! Order in the court! What is this?
This is nonsense. The real murderer.
Even you can't deny that between the cable breaking and the electrocution are completely unaccounted for.
Who was it? Who else are you saying could done it?
There's only one person who could have murdered Mr. Swallow. Only after my client had left the scene. There was a window of opportunity for the real killer.
Miss Faye. Is the defense ready to indict someone as this real killer?
It's finally time. This is the moment I've been waiting for. Yes, Your Honor, we are ready.
Very well, but remember, if you accuse the wrong person, you will be penalized.
Jesus Christ.
He's in red writing.
Think very carefully.
I like
before
to
you
think that's
speak
actually
to
how
them.
he said it, though.
I mean, that's how I always read the red writing in the games.
I sure hope I don't get accused.
Now then, Miss Faye, let's have it. Who's the real killer?
It's
It
Code
was you,
X.
the judge.
But I'm not even an option.
Why is Winston Payne making the cat mouth?
Oh my god, he's a cat girl.
He's even on the right side for it, for that cat meme.
A little meow meow.
So you're saying I should go, yeah!
Oh my god.
This is what
Yes.
he's building up to. He's been meowth the whole time.
It could have been you, Dahlia Hawthorne. Oh, it could only have been you. I wasn't just suggesting, I was accusing her.
How can you?
It could have been you, or you, or you.
Just gonna start pointing fingers and saying names.
The defense is grasping at straws.
10 minutes passed between the time the cable broke and the time of the electrocution. What exactly were you doing during that whole time, Miss Hawthorne? Were you really listening to some music while cheering them both on as they fought? I find it hard to believe you didn't lift a finger to stop the men dearest to you.
Order, order, Miss Faye. What? I mean, why? That is to say.
Miss Hawthorne, I believe you did witness the two men fighting on that day. However, after Mr. Wright pushed the victim and subsequently left the scene, it was you who pushed Mr. Swallow to his death by your very own hands. I could hear you through the wall, Kirsten, but not over mic.
Oh, really? I guess it peaked. How?
Oh,
Has she broken the mic again?
Oh no. Are you guys?
Yeah, I
Ca-
could hear her through the
Dang
wall,
it!
but not at all. Through the mic.
Her scream is too powerful. for Mike.
At all?
No.
No.
Oh, there you are.
Oh, okay. Dang. I'm sorry. How can you say something so mean, Madame Faye? I didn't do anything. I could hear you always, even the scream. Oh, so it only breaks for Discord for some reason, I guess.
Oh, weird.
If it breaks again, we're gonna have to have Yosh do his Kirsten impression.
Oh no.
I don't
Your
think
Honor.
I can do a good Dahlia Kirsten impression. Sorry.
Ah. Sorry, I almost ran up to the stand without my mask on. Sorry. Your Honor, please, I have something to say. I want to say.
You. What is it?
Sorry. Please strike everything the defense said just now from the record.
What the? Are you daft?
You're totally wrong, Miss Faye. Dolly, she couldn't do something like that.
Mr. Wright, get back in your seat. Bailiff, grab that man.
Arrgh! Leave my Dolly alone!
Who is this supposed to be, Yosh?
I think it's you.
Oh, okay.
I think so.
I kind of thought
I'm
so,
not
but I
kinda
wasn't sure.
Yeah, I'd have thought it was her as well.
Okay. That boy.
Oh no.
Maybe that was something else, and then this is Grossberg. I don't know.
Oh, that boy. There you go. He's gotten himself way over his head.
Oh, Mr. Grossberg, you're back.
It seems I've just arrived in the nick of time. I found a police report on the incident in your newspaper clipping.
Thank you so much. This is exactly what I was hoping for.
You'd better take a good look at it. It, details how you came to lose your boyfriend.
Because she needs to read about how that happened, obviously.
We may want to check it right now. Hmm.
The poison for Cusco.
Right. Poison for Cusco. Yeah.
Damn, I thought for a second there you were like playing the audio clip. What the fuck?
What the heck?
That was like freakishly good.
Yeah, we're in court right now.
Wow.
Sorry, I didn't mean to just fucking walk in and swing.
No, it was great. That was great. I'm very happy we were witness to that.
We have to find a character you can voice with that voice.
Do the Patrick Warburton Cusco voice.
I'm down. I'll be happy to do that for a character.
Now then, the defense has made a very serious accusation. Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this?
Well, really, Your Honor, that is,
May I interrupt you for just a moment, Mr. Prosecutor?
you don't you worry, my dear. I have this situation well in hand. That is, go right ahead.
Madame Faye, are you seriously accusing me of killing my sweet Dougie?
Yes, I am. Not only am I saying you murdered Doug Swallow, but you also tried to pin the whole thing on your current lover, Phoenix Wright.
I told you that you should let me handle this. Sorry. Please go ahead.
How can you say that? I'm absolutely devoted to my dear Feeny. The notion that I would try to frame him is ludicrous. This is all just too much for my poor little me to bear.
Ah, I believe the girl is trying to ask what on earth her motive would be.
The answer to that lies somewhere in the police report. It must. Maybe fun? That's my guess. 8 months ago, an incident occurred in the basement cafeteria of this building. And then, that same day, the two of them accidentally met. Your Honor, the defense requests further testimony from Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Further testimony? What about?
About the events of that day when she first met the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
What could that possibly have to do with this case?
The witness claims that she had no reason to frame the defendant. Am I correct? Well, the evidence that suggests that she, in fact, has a very good reason.
Very well then, the court grants the defence's request. Young lady, would you mind staying on just for a bit longer?
Of course not, Mr. Judge.
Get ready for the battle of your life, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
I first met my darling Feeny 8 months ago. It's like we were destined to meet in this very courthouse's basement reading room. The moment our eyes met, my heart skipped a beat. We've been going out ever since that fateful day. Is that part of the testimony?
Phoenix.
Wait, did I
Did he just
sneak
pop
back
his
in?
head back in?
They stole my mask. I need to wear it. Hold on. I'll say it from across the room. Do I sound like I'm across the room right now?
A little bit, yeah.
We're so lovey-wovey. We literally make people sick. It's just jealousy. I think.
Beautiful. Oh, yep, that's totally what happened.
Tell them to give my mask back.
Mr. Wright, do that again, you'll be held in contempt of court. Why do I feel like I'm going to be saying that a lot in future?
And now we enter the final act of our little drama.
As we used to say in the days of my youth, go get her.
So until that time, you'd been dating Doug Swallow?
Yes, I am a real fool, I know. Letting my emotions change so quickly. I'm ashamed of myself.
No, not at all. Look at me, I am infamous for changing my mind. My critics have even taken to calling me Judge Fickle. Ho, ho, ho.
Maybe you should look for a different line of work.
Well, I'm banned from being Santa. Despite that, however, he always hands down a correct verdict. That's why some people also call him the Great Judgini. Just the judge, he's the only person who calls him that though.
So what was it about you, Mr. Wright, that made your heart melt like that? In my personal opinion, he just looks like a typical snotty-nosed college brat.
Perhaps to a woman your age, but to me, Feeny is handsome.
Perhaps to you, Miss Hawthorne, but the rest of the planet, he's a dime a dozen.
Love is a mysterious thing, and I object to this line of questioning. If you were to look at my wife, for example, you might all be shocked.
He's telling the truth. It was truly
I'm
shocking.
surprised he's married.
Beautiful mushroom, growing tall in the darkness. It comes from cow dung. That's the poem that best describes how I feel about my Feeny.
Were there any bad feelings between you and Mr. Swallow?
No, none at all. We parted on very good terms.
But that can't be.
Our investigation also I really need to go to the doctor. There's something deeply wrong with my brain. Our investigation also shows that it was a clean breakup.
Were you being in character there or?
Both.
Sorry, my Discord pooped itself. Are you sure?
Yes, it seems that they both wanted it that way.
So the victim wanted to break up with her? So you're saying Mr. Swallow also wanted to break up with you?
Well, you see...
What a cruel thing to ask a lovely young lady like this. By the way, I have never once considered leaving my wife. Well, that's good.
No one cares, Mr. Payne.
Holy shit.
She didn't deny it. That must...
Sorry.
Doug
I-
Swallow must have seen through her little... Well, go ahead.
I was just like the fucking judge saying nobody cares.
I've been waiting for somebody to just say that since the first game. Doug
know,
Swallow must have seen through her little act. He must have gotten a glimpse of her true nature.
Listen to me, Mia. That woman has the judge in the palm of her hand, you see. So the only way to discredit her is to find a contradiction in her testimony.
The courthouse reading room? That's a strange place to meet the love of your life.
That's not true, Madame Faye. After all, Feeny was not only an art student, but he was also planning on becoming a lawyer.
Talking about him. I'm talking about you, Miss Hawthorne. What was a literature student like you doing in a courthouse reading room?
reading.
This line of questioning is a waste of time. It has nothing to do with our murder case.
Miss Faye, I'm warning you, if this has nothing to do with Mr. Swallow's case.
I have to remember the judge is on Dahlia's side. I'd better tread carefully. Your Honor, if you'd allow me some latitude, I think I can establish relevance. Please ask you to continue with her.
No, but you can have a bit of longitude. Well, young lady, I've got a simple question for you. What were you doing downstairs in the courthouse reading room?
If it pleases your honor, the answer is simply this. I had come to this courthouse to do some research for a paper I was writing.
You were writing a paper? On what?
On the relationship between modern Senryu poetry and the criminal underworld.
Oh, that sounds like a fascinating research idea.
Am I getting old? Now I've even forgotten what I've forgotten.
Me IRL?
Again with the midlife crisis stuff?
Yeah, why did that girl really come to this courthouse? Isn't that what you wanted to know? Speaking of forgetting things, you haven't forgotten the police report, have you? I went through a lot of trouble to get it, my dear, so be sure to read it carefully.
Oh, dang it. Okay. There we go.
Miss Hawthorne, you weren't here because of your research paper, were you? Didn't you actually come here for a much more important reason?
What is the meaning of that cocky smile on your face, Miss Faye?
8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse, there was another tragedy.
Another tragedy?
Do you mean the incident in which an attorney was poisoned?
The name of that suspect in that incident is listed here in this report. And the name is Dahlia Hawthorne.
Why did I think you were about to say that name is John Cena?
Yes, the sweetie pie of everyone's eyes, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. She was the prime suspect in a criminal case just 8 months ago.
Order! 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 This is unbelievable! It's true then, the loveliest rose can hide.
Miss Faye, that's not fair. You can't slander my witness.
Dang, this is going so fast. Mr. Prosecutor, I believe I was speaking.
Pardon me. Go right ahead.
It's true that about 8 months ago, the police expressed some interest in me.
Express some interest, huh?
Mr. Judge, sir, I know I'm under oath, so I'll tell you the absolute truth. I did not commit the crime that occurred during the incident 8 months ago.
I see.
Okay, I've tied the two crimes together. Now I've just got to stay on the offensive.
Well done, Mia. Ooh, you've really lit a fire in my heart and my buttocks. I can hardly tell which is more inflamed, my spirit or my hemorrhoids.
Jesus Christ.
I just want to know who was writing the dialogue for this game. They're like, you know what? All the kids are gonna love.
Whoever was writing the dialogue either had some serious hemorrhoid issues or wanted to get those issues out in the open, or a very, very strange fetish.
I think it was a cry for help because their boss wasn't accepting it. They're like, fine, you're not gonna accept the fact that I need to go get medically checked for this? Fine, this character's gonna have it, and you can't stop me.
This translation supervisor won't get me a donut cushion.
I met the lawyer who was poisoned to discuss something in the cafeteria that day. I left my seat for just a moment, and that's when it happened. From what I heard, it was a liquid poison that is lethal at just 2 teaspoons. Not only that, I heard it was a very special kind of poison. So you see, I'm innocent. I wouldn't even know where to get a poison like that.
So that's what happened here 8 months ago.
However, as you've heard from the witness's testimony, she had nothing to do with it. I think the defense is just about out of tricks.
I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Payne.
What?
I'm
What?
afraid the defense is... Who said that?
What the fuck?
Mog, did you play something through
Who
your mic?
said that?
Word?
Hello?
Huh?
Did you play something?
Whatever you
No,
were
my mic was muted.
Your mic just
Who said
played
that?
fucking audio.
What the fuck was that?
Like,
Witchcraft!
Okay.
That was weird.
Who was playing Billy Gunn's entrance theme?
Alright, well.
you tell me, man.
It's Billy Gunn's entrance theme. It starts off with "I'm an ass man."
Interesting. Well, anyways.
Well, on that
I'm
note-
afraid the defense has many more tricks up its sleeve today. And I'll be sure to show them to you before the end of the cross-examination.
Yeah! Why does the defense suddenly feel stronger? Because they powered up.
Aha, Mia, you're glowing with a true lawyer's aura, dear. The proud posture and self-confidence, absolutely smashing.
What were you talking about with the defense attorney?
Well, I'm sorry, but that's confidential.
According to the report, you were being interviewed regarding another case.
The lawyer that was killed. He said he wanted to talk about an incident I was caught up in when I was younger.
Why don't you tell us all what that incident was?
That has absolutely nothing at all to do with this case. Sorry, I was yawning.
Objection sustained. The defense's question is stricken from the record.
You get involved in a lot of incidents, don't you, Miss Hoffman?
Well, I guess I was just born under a bad sign.
Oh, wheeling my chair back. Don't worry, Dolly. I'll protect you.
You heard the man. Now that is true love, young lady.
Oh, Feeny. What were you gonna say, Judge?
I was going to say, and also bailiff restrain that bastard.
Don't get your hands off me! No!
Please.
Those two are really making me ill. Albeit for decidedly different reasons. How long were you gone?
I've already answered all these questions for the police. But if you must know, maybe 10 or 20 minutes?
And where were you during this stretch of time? Using the toilets?
What are you saying, Miss Faye?
Women don't poop. Oh my god, I was joking.
My perfect little Dolly doesn't poop.
You heard the defendant, Miss Faye. Better luck next time.
Oh, Feeny,
Grown adult.
please.
Oh my god.
Fucking men are so stupid.
He's really thinking internally, I was having a massive shit.
The police have already looked into this whole matter.
The toilet?
This line of questioning is nothing but a waste of the court's time. Get it? Waste. Ha ha ha.
Objection sustained. Miss Hawthorne, please continue your testimony. And your immaculate bowels.
That's it. You're losing your jugular, Judge.
Hi, Andrew. Yes, indeed, Dahlia doesn't poop. That's how that's how you know she's full of it. Yes, indeed. Young Phoenix being extremely oblivious will always be funny to me. Same, Sven.
You wouldn't know how to get that kind of poison. I don't believe you.
What?
I don't know why I said it like that. In fact, you had an easy access to that kind of poison, didn't you? At your boyfriend's lab.
Boyfriend? You mean the victim, Doug Swallow?
That's right. Up until 8 months ago, Miss Hawthorne was dating Miss Swallow. Mr. Swallow, they're not lesbians. And if you'll recall, Mr. Swallow is a pharmacology student at Ivy University.
Pharmacology.
His laboratory contained highly advanced chemistry equipment. In fact, without such equipment, the culprit could never have obtained such a rare and special poison. Well, Miss Hawthorne, seems like you had access to such a poison after all. And then it was a matter of slipping into the victim's coffee when he wasn't looking. The only person who could have done that was the one sitting at his very table. You.
No!
Order! 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 Could it be?
It's nothing but an accusation.
May I say something, Madam Faye?
What is it, Miss Hawthorne?
The amount of poison in the coffee was 2 teaspoons, correct? In order to carry that much liquid, you would need some kind of container.
Oh, yes, that's true. Either that or 2 teaspoons.
I was searched immediately after the incident took place.
Like, true. In fact, the entire courthouse was turned upside down.
But they didn't find a suspicious container anywhere, did they?
She's right. They even mentioned that in the report. Well, you could have easily gotten rid of something.
Excuse me, madam, but this is a court of law. If you're saying I threw the poison container away, I think you need to show some kind of proof.
Proof? Unheard of. She got me good with that.
Provide some evidence or I'll have to disallow this line of questioning, Miss Fay. Unless we come up with some evidence, we're going to lose this lead.
The police conducted a full-body search of Dahlia and of the entire courthouse. And yet the container holding the poison disappeared right after the crime occurred.
If you're going to accuse the young lady of committing the murder, then where is the container the poison was carrying? What happened to it?
You were forced to get rid of the container in a hurry, weren't you? And that's why you passed it on to someone that had nothing to do with the case. Someone that you knew wouldn't be searched.
Who is this person?
Mr. Phoenix Wright, of course.
The defendant was the witness's accomplice.
Of course not. She gave the poison to him disguised as present.
What? But that's...
That's a charming little necklace. Is this a little bottle? It's really quite cute. So what about it? What does it mean, Miss Fay?
The day that the witness met and fell for Mr. Phoenix Wright was 8 months ago. August 27th, the very same day as the poisoning incident. Under the pretense of love, the witness gave the client a present. All for the purpose of hiding the one piece of evidence that would give her away.
What? Are you saying there's a deadly poison in here?
No, there's no longer any poison in that bottle. However, I'm certain if the crime lab were to analyze it, they would find a trace amount.
No! Ah!
Order in the court.
Hey, that was me! Wow, where'd that come from? Oh, right, I got my mask back. Hold on. On behalf of Dolly, I object. In red text.
Mr. Wright, control yourself.
I'm doing my best. I won't let you bully her like this.
Mr. Wright, I thought I told you to stay in your seat.
Mr. Wright, why? Why are you going through so much trouble to protect her?
Why? Because I'm madly in love with her, and I'm a tier 3 sub.
Madly in love. I haven't heard anyone say that in a long time.
Mr. Wright, have you ever thought about... Why exactly would a woman like Dahlia thought Hawthorne want to date you anyway? Goddamn, she's so mean to him.
Well, I guess she must be madly in love with me too.
Mr. Wright, please open your eyes. At this point in the trial, I think it should be obvious to everyone. The real reason that Dahlia Hawthorne is dating you is... Dahlia Hawthorne was not quite was not and is not madly in love with you. The only thing she's after is the bottle necklace you love to wear around your neck.
My necklace?
Back there in the waiting room, you said it yourself.
Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now.
What a strange girl, asking for a present back like that.
For Dahlia Hawthorne, that necklace is irrefutable evidence of her crime.
There's a password written on here.
That's why she absolutely had to get it back.
You're lying.
But you never gave it back to her. And to make things worse for her.
Oh, sorry. I thought that was my
Oh.
line because it flashed back to me. My bad.
No worries. And to make things worse for her, you insisted on showing it to everyone you met. That's why she...
I don't believe you. No, that's a lie!
That was a whole lot going
I'm
on.
out of here!
He's getting away!
There. Are you alright?
He shot me!
Not again.
What?
Yes, I think so.
Phoenix wasn't a crazed gunman in the...
That boy,
In this
He's
version, he is.
he's making my hemorrhoids insane.
Pearl had to get it from somewhere.
Where's Mr. Right?
When Pearl tapped into his psyche, she got a vision of him doing that. It's like, I must replicate.
It looks like the bailiff caught him, so he should be back soon enough.
Thank goodness. Oh no.
What is it?
The bottle necklace. Mrs. Hawthorne's present. It's gone.
What? That's terrible.
Mr. Wright must have grabbed it when he slammed into me.
Foolish boy. That's the only thing that could have saved him. As in my hemorrhoids. What in blazes are we supposed to do now? Mr. Wright, this sort of behaviour is unprecedented in the history of this court.
Oh, I'm back. I'm sorry.
I'm afraid your apology is not enough.
Mr. Wright. What did you do with the bottle necklace?
Forgive me. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Just give back the necklace.
I ate it.
Is he a fucking toddler?
No,
You
he's a
what?
dog.
He actually is.
You ate it.
Well, didn't that shit have poison in it? Is he gonna die because he ate the poison necklace?
Also, it was glass.
Oh no! it was doing as well, so I had to shoot into little bits first. But yeah, I ate it.
If he just swallowed it, I could forgive it as like an impulse decision, but he had to chew it. He had to put like 5 minutes into that.
Shouldn't he
And
have,
it
like,
was
just a
glass.
shouldn't
You
he
just
just have
ate glass.
Shouldn't he just have like a mouthful of blood spurting out right now?
The mask,
Yeah,
his
you
face
should
mask
have.
has like a red
just,
puddle on the front.
just leaking out of his gums.
Yeah, we should be rushing him to the ER right now, not continuing to
his-
investigate.
His,
My
his mouth
teeth
should
kind of hurt.
be, his mouth should be like that hallway in The Shining.
Oh, my lips kind of hurt right now. Oh,
What is he doing now?
your mom. Oh,
Your Honor, you've got to stop the trial. Mr. Wright, are you feeling okay? Does your stomach hurt?
that bottle. Wait, no. That's not mine.
That bottle you swallowed may have had some poison left in it.
Ow, 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 ow.
I'm willing to leave him as he is and leave it to natural selection.
It seems the defendant has proven the prosecution's case for us. Clearly, that bottle did not contain a deadly poison. So it's projectile vomiting at the
I was gonna say,
scene.
How can you
it'd be
be
funny
so
if
sure?
he should just like puked all over pain right now.
I think that's obvious. As you can see, the defendant is still very much alive. As for the poison, more like a fledgling defense attorney's overactive imagination.
So it would seem.
No, there must be some mistake. The bottle must not have had any poison left in it. Either that or the poison must have lost its potency.
There, it's all right, rookie. Trusting your client is the most noble thing a defense attorney can do. And it's heartwarming to see that you place this much faith in Mr. Wright. But that's how it is for us on the prosecution side, too. For example, I would trust the witness Miss Hawthorne with my very life. Which is why I can state that your assessment of her is completely wrong.
That's enough. Unfortunately, Miss Fay, I cannot accept your explanation of events.
But why?
This may be impossible for a beginner like you to understand. But in the court of law, evidence is everything.
Ugh. Even after I proved so much, is she going to get a...
Well, now that the suspicion surrounding Miss Hawthorne has been cleared up, I would like to proceed with the trial.
Mr. Wright.
I'm sorry, Miss Fay. It totally slipped my mind. I'm really, really sorry. I know you believed in me, and I feel like I really let you down.
Mr. Wright, what are you trying to say?
There's something I forgot to tell you.
What is it?
That day, the day I met Doug Swallow,
Oh, it's time.
Am I doing it?
Yes.
Yeah. It's out
Hey,
of
girl, you shouldn't see her anymore.
Hey, it's none of your business. Wah!
I'm telling you for your sake, if you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news.
You're lying.
Just listen to me. There is something you need to know about that girl. Last night, someone stole some poison from our lab.
Poison?
The same thing happened 8 months ago. A drug sample was stolen. She came to the lab that time too. It could only have been her. That girl is a thief.
Stop it! Don't talk about her like that. Every time I say this line, my voice seems to get higher and higher pitched. Ah!
I'm dead.
Is it true? Did he really say that?
It's ridiculous.
There's one more thing. After I pushed him that day, I got worried and came back to have a look. And she was there. Dolly was right there. She was crouched down next to him.
What?
She told me not to ever tell anyone about it, but... I'm sorry, Dolly.
Your Honor, this is... The defendant is...
Miss Faye, you tell him. Dolly didn't do it. She's innocent.
So Dahlia stole the poison 8 months ago too, huh? If you put that together with Mr. Wright's testimony, then there's only one possible conclusion. The defense believes that Miss Dahlia Hawthorne stole some poison on the night before she killed Doug Swallow.
The night before?
Naturally, her motive for stealing it was to kill someone.
Miss Faye.
If you're so certain of your theory, then let me ask you this.
Mia, this is your last chance. Think carefully now. There's something that she desperately wanted to get back. Therefore,
Exactly who was Miss Dahlia Hawthorne planning to kill?
Mr. Phoenix White.
I hope no one's blind to kill me when they're taking my photo.
There was one person that was standing squarely in Miss Dahlia Hawthorne's way. And the person was Mr. Phoenix Wright.
Hey, that's me. Me?
It's preposterous. After all, it was Doug Swallow that was murdered.
Well, if that's true, well, it's true that's how things worked out. But let's remember that Mr. Swallow died of electrocution, not poison. The person that Miss Hawthorne was planning to poison was, in fact, you, Phoenix Wright. There's no one else it could have been.
But how can that be? I thought Mr. Wright and Miss Hawthorne were in love.
Poor Mr. Wright. This must be killing him. Metaphorically and literally. He ate a necklace. Hang in there. I'll bring her to justice. I swear it. As I said before, the only thing Miss Hawthorne truly cared about was The one piece of evidence linking her to that incident 8 months ago. That's right. The bottle necklace. And that's all she cared about.
But even so, why would she go so far as to murder him?
8 months ago, just after the fall of the attorney in that basement cafeteria, Dahlia Hawthorne could only think of one thing. How to get rid of the bottle necklace as quickly as possible. Seeing Phoenix in a t-shirt's very strange.
Yeah.
No. Can't be me in a t-shirt? I don't remember that.
It was a pretty good move she made, too. The evidence was missing for a long time. But there was one big problem. Although she got him to hide the evidence, Mr. Wright refused to return it to her. To him, the tiny bottle was a cherished treasure. He even showed it to everyone he met.
Just to make that, you said about it's weird about seeing Phoenix in a t-shirt. Just to make it possibly even weirder, considering it's August and you can't see below, he might very well also be in shorts.
Oh my god.
Why would you
Ew.
say something like that?
Oh
Seems
no, he's
like Phoenix Wright seems like the type that he would wear basketball shorts in winter.
Mm-hmm.
not,
He-
not
he-
call- don't call me out like this.
He'd also wear those with sandals with socks.
Oh my god, yes,
Yes.
that's the fit we
Yes.
had on, and Dahlia was like,
Oh
this is
my
the man I'm
gosh.
going after.
Phoenix was rocking the cargo shorts and the gamer t-shirt.
Dude, everybody looks like a dad.
It wasn't just the cargo shorts. It was those ones that have like the Velcro at the bottom where you can attach the full leg onto them
Oh my god, yes.
Yes.
that he carries in his pocket for when he needs extra pockets.
His tactical shorts.
You mean that's why she tried to kill Mr. Wright?
I bet he tried to buy Dahlia a matching pair of tactical shorts.
He-
Correct, Your Honor. The tactical shorts were too ugly. It was to retrieve that piece of evidence.
Can we ever go a case without character assassinating somebody? Although in this case, it's not really assassinating if it's probably true, is it?
Feeny, what a joke you are.
Is your mic muted again?
Oh, dang
Oh,
it.
it's the Discord isn't picking up his mic again.
Yeah.
But at least the stream picked it up. That's a nice thing.
What
Hello?
a great moment. Why
Hello?
should not pick it up?
Hello? Okay, you guys can hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Honestly, how could any woman ever count on you for anything? I even told you time and time again to keep your trap shut about me and that necklace. You disgust me.
Miss Hawthorne.
It appears we're nearing the end of this trial.
Fine. I could tell you plan on making me into a criminal no matter what I say.
You are a criminal, Miss Hawthorne. You literally killed 2 people.
We'll see about that. But first, where's your evidence? It seems your sniveling little crybaby of a client has eaten the bottle as a snack.
Well,
Hey, old man, are you senile or something? Why don't you say something instead of sitting there with that dumb look on your face?
Miss Hawthorne, what's happened to you?
Are you really that shocked? Or do you prefer me this way, Mr. Judge? With absolutely no proof, you treat a voluntary witness like she's a mass murderer. Well, I have nothing more to say. I'll be heading home now if you don't mind.
But we're not finished.
Fine. Then ask this nasty old hag to finish up already.
I can't let her get away this time.
Stop, Mayor. If you keep on pushing without any evidence, you could pay the ultimate price as a lawyer.
The ultimate price?
You'd be forced to take off your attorney's badge forever, I'm afraid.
No.
You'd better think it over carefully, Miss Fay. Or should I say, Miss Gray?
Well, Miss Fay, can you provide evidence that would also establish her guilt for once and for all?
If I mess up here, my career as a lawyer is over. But to be honest, at this point I don't have any evidence that's well founded. Even so, I'd rather lose my attorney's badge than let her get away with murder. Your Honor, the defense would like to present proof.
Impossible! You can't possibly.
Stupid woman.
It is the opinion of the court that there has already been enough discussion. Therefore, I will allow only one piece of evidence to be presented.
Just one?
If you are unable to establish her guilt, then I'm afraid that a very harsh verdict will immediately be handed down on Mr. Wright.
I understand, Your Honor.
I can just imagine the headlines for tomorrow's newspaper. Up-and-coming lawyer plummets to earth before she gets the chance to soar.
She was planning on poisoning Mr. Wright. If that's the case, then the poison was probably in there.
Well then, Miss Fay, please present your evidence. Show this court the irrefutable proof that Miss Hawthorne was planning to poison Mr. Wright.
Here you go, Your Honor. The evidence that will prove her guilt once and for all.
Cold Killer X, Phoenix Wright's beloved cold medicine.
Does our rookie defense attorney have a bit of a cold?
If I did, I still wouldn't take this cold medicine. After all, it's been poisoned.
What?
Remember when that defendant said in his testimony?
Oh, my bad. But I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident. I thought that was, like, in green text or some shit. I always eat with Dolly. Just the two of us. She'd never make me cry.
She was the one who took his bottle of Cold Killer X. Then she poisoned it, knowing that Mr. Wright was going to take one.
Now you're really grasping at straws. After all, it was the victim Doug swallowed that was holding the medicine.
I'd like the court to recall the crime that happened here 8 months ago. Where did Miss Hawthorne hide the evidence?
Huh? What are you talking about?
8 months ago, the poison was hidden in her bottle necklace, which she then gave to someone else for safekeeping. Someone she'd accidentally run into in the reading room, my client, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Yes, that's right. She did the same thing this time as well. After shoving the victim, Mr. Phoenix Wright left the scene of the crime. And that is when the murderer, Dahlia Hawthorne, appeared. With her, she was carrying a poisoned bottle of Cold Killer X. This, of course, was so she could carry out her plans to murder Mr. Wright.
I believe she did testify that she was going to meet with the defendant.
Yes, and she heard and saw everything that happened at the scene of the crime, including what the defendant and victim were arguing about, and the cut electrical cable. That's when she realized, I can't allow Doug Swallow to live. She used the severed electrical cable to silence him forever. Fortunately for her, this is when the problem occurred. Mr. Wright, who she thought had left the scene, came back to check on the victim. And on top of that, because of the power outage, some students showed up as well. It's hardly any wonder that she was, as she put it, in a state of panic. Recall what she was carrying, that bottle of poison cold medicine. She must have thought, what if they search me like they did 8 months ago?
"8 months ago."
Yes, the disposal of the evidence exactly the same way as she did back then. Somebody else hold it. In this case, Doug Swallow.
Oh, come on now, everyone. Surely you aren't fooled, are you? This stupid woman, she's nothing but a filthy, stinking liar. Right, Mr. Prosecutor?
Yes, that's exactly right. It's just pure desperation.
I wonder which one of us is the desperate one. So, Miss Hawthorne, this cold medicine, I wonder if you wouldn't mind taking some. Well, Mr. Wright ate that necklace of yours, right? Now it's your turn to prove your innocence. What do you say? If I'm just a filthy, stinking liar, then there's no need to worry. So come on, show us. I dare you to take some of this medicine right now.
Mia Fey! Mia Fey! Do you think you've won? Well, do you, Mia Fey? That's just fine. For the time being, victory is yours.
For the time being.
Well, I have a very long memory, you know. You and I will meet again. I'm certain of it. Well then, Mr. Judge.
Well then, that's not me.
I'll
That's Kirsten's.
I'll see you later too, okay?
Yeah, right now.
Thank you for Mike's doing the Discord. Discord just is not like
Kirsten.
Kirsten's like right now.
I don't know why it keeps doing that. I'll see you later too, okay?
Yeah, sure.
I'm going to go spend a little quality time with the men in blue now.
Oh my.
I wish you all the best.
I'm glad we could at least hear your breakdown, Estadia, and it didn't cut out then.
That's good.
Yeah.
Ooh. It's finally all over.
I refuse to accept this. The defense hasn't shown a scrap of evidence to support their outrageous claim.
But even so, your witness seems to have accepted it.
I don't care. I'm Winston Payne. I don't believe one word that this rookie lawyer has said.
Well then, Mr. Payne, let me ask you this.
Yes?
Would you care to try this cold medicine? She's trying to poison people now.
What?
Just a little earlier, I could have sworn you said.
There, it's alright, rookie. For example, I would trust the witness, Miss Hawthorne, with my very life.
So she's so trustworthy. Then I'm sure there couldn't possibly be any poison in here, right?
Well, you see,
And here comes the backpedal. Come on now, rookie killer. Show this rookie how it's done. How much trust do you really have for this woman? And are you willing to bet your life?
This is just like Legally Blonde for real.
Literally.
yeah, my hair, it's flying away, my beautiful hair. Ah, no.
What caused that to happen?
Rapid
Magic.
stress.
I'm glad you did get your nya after all.
Mr. Payne, I think your wife's going to leave you now. About Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Yes, Your Honor, I'll file papers for immediate arrest.
Tragic, but not surprising. I knew there was something suspicious about her from the very beginning.
Don't lie. Just admit you were wrong. I didn't fall asleep. That didn't happen.
Definitely not.
By the way, Miss Faye,
Yes, Your Honor?
was it just me, or did you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne seem to know each other? It's almost like you're related.
Your Honor, whether we did or not has no bearing on this case. Are they actually related?
No, I just meant you and Kirsten.
Oh.
Oh, I was like, what? I don't know anything about this game, so I'd believe it.
Very well. Mr. Payne? It appears Mr. Payne has lost his spirit along with his hair. Old bastard. Does the defendant have anything further to say?
True. My dear Dolly.
Very well then. I believe I am ready to pass judgment to bring this trial to an end. Court finds the defendant, Phoenix Wright,
Not guilty.
I
Hooray.
knew he was not guilty.
I bet that bastard Phoenix actually did it.
Oh,
He's
he's
caught.
innocent.
This court is adjourned.
Dude, chuckle fucks and won't shut up. It's like the two old guys in the Muppets.
Yeah, you are wonderful in there.
Thank you for everything, Mr. Grossberg.
During the verdict, I thought my hemorrhoids were going to explode like Mount Vesuvius. But it was just like Mount Krakatoa instead.
Mr. Grossberg, do you, maybe you think you could stop talking about them?
Fine, I'll leave it for your eulogy. Anyway, this case really made me think. What does it really mean to have a relationship of mutual trust with the client? Perhaps it is we veteran lawyers who have lost sight of this.
Oh, Mr. Wright, congratulations.
Thanks. You know, I was thinking.
Go on. That's dangerous, but
The dolly that I saw up there on the witness stand? I don't think that was really her.
what?
Yeah, the doll I know could never have said those kind of terrible things. Maybe she was like, I don't know, a fake or something?
Boy, this poor kid still hasn't got a clue. You need to forget about her, Mr. Wright. For your own sake.
Yeah, you're right. It's probably for the best.
Also, you need to relax a bit more. Try to grow up a little.
But... Out of all my friends, everyone says I'm the most grown up.
That's scary. Oh, what kind of company does this guy keep?
Larry Butts.
Hey! Hey, Larry!
Oh, no.
Right now, I'm studying to become a lawyer myself.
That's what you keep saying. But I thought you were in art department.
Well, yeah, I am. But there's a friend that I desperately want to help. If I hurry, then I should be able to save him in time.
I see. Statement. Oh, that's not. I'm talking to myself.
Say, Miss Faye? A lawyer is someone who can help out people when they're in trouble, right?
Mr. Wright, I'm still new at this myself. But I think that's exactly what a lawyer is.
Okay, I'm gonna do it. I'll study my butt off, and I'll become a lawyer for sure. I hope we see each other again someday. Maybe even in court.
Nah, that'll never happen.
Nah, it's just a fantasy. I doubt it'll happen.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, here we go. Now we're back in the present. Now I can stop talking in goddamn Makoto Naegi voice. It's been 5 years since I was acquitted of all charges. I became a lawyer like I planned and managed to save my friend. But me has passed on to a better place.
Finland.
Yeah.
For me?
No, Finland isn't real.
Yeah,
thought it was
Finland's not real.
I
It
thought
was
it-
part of my lawyer training. I found it's not real.
I thought it was a beer field that's not real.
No, Finland isn't
What?
real. There's like an entire article about it. Haven't you seen that?
It's not real.
Definitely not real.
For
So-
me, this... Oh, sorry.
I was going to say the other one that's not real is New Zealand because it's all maps.
For me, this trial brings up a lot of painful memories. What, I defaulted back into the flashback voice. God fucking damn it. But it also brings up some very precious ones. Memories that I thought would never rise to the surface again. Me is gone now. But even so, I can hear her in my mind.
Say the thing, Mia. Say the thing.
This is really The Simpsons. Say the
Sorry, my
line,
mic was
man.
off. I said
Oh, it's-
it,
it's all
but
good,
my
it's all
mic was
good.
off.
Oh.
Oh no!
Phoenix, no matter what, always believe in your client.
Yay! Oh,
In a court of law, your greatest weapon is your belief.
We filled the quota. 5 long years. Something has happened that's made me think back to her words of wisdom. That is a story for another day.
Da da da!
We did it!
Yeah!
I love finding out that.
Oh, hey, who's that?
Whoa!
No
I
mysterious
wouldn't
person.
Who is that character?
Wait, what's his name? Cyborg?
It's that,
Cyclops?
It's that guy from the X-Men.
Who's
Yeah.
that?
Cyclops.
know.
Man.
And Cyrano de
I can't believe
Bergerac.
they feed us a spoiler like this.
Cyrano de Bergerac.
Yeah, we did it! Woo!
Alright. Gotta make sure not to hit back on.
Yeah, I'm
screen
not
before
backing out of
start
this
quick.
until we're done. I'll back out of it and then exit it very fast. So after we get off stream. So, whew. Thank you so much, Yoshi. Thank you for watching us, and I hope you have a great rest of your day too. And thanks everybody for joining us. I know this was a smaller one, but a very big important case, and I can't believe we're on the 3rd game.
I mean, you say it's a smaller one, but we've been streaming for nearly 2.5 hours.
Well, yeah, but we got it all done in like 3.5 hours, 4 hours altogether, whereas most cases take us like 8 hours. So
Yeah. The next one's exciting. I'm looking forward to it.
yeah,
I'm looking forward to all the next cases there are.
And I don't remember a single thing about any of them, so this is basically all blind for me.
Oh, exciting!
Even though I've beaten all the games, I don't remember any of them.
Sick.
Very nice. Well, hopefully you guys will have a good rest of your day. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. I don't know for sure just yet when our next one will be, so keep an eye on the Discord. It is the dreaded Christmas season, holiday season, so
Yeah,
things
there's
might
so
get a
many
little.
Christmases coming up.
Yeah. So at least
Yeah,
7 Christmases coming up. So
Yeah, Yoshi, she's got like 7 more Christmases. That's just this week.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
It
So
is the nightmare scenario.
so it may be a while, at least for Bea. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe we just won't hear for Bea for the next 2 months.
I already know I won't be available for the next 2 weeks.
Fair enough. Okay. Yeah, we'll see. It might be a little bumpy from here on out, but we'll make it work one time or another. It's gonna happen. We're gonna have more streams for you guys. So, thank you all so much for coming and hanging out with us today. I know we went a little over, but it's just a little. You know, it's fine. But thank you so much for hanging out with us, and we will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.